Dodge is going to be learning the lesson that Ford has already. And that is, when people want an electrical vehicle, they're getting a Tesla. They are not going to be getting a Dodge EV.
3, 2, 1.
Blimey, that Audi just took off.
All right, guys, so welcome back. Thank you for hanging out, spending a few moments here with me. If you're new, definitely make sure you hit that subscribe button. I really do appreciate it. Now, the 2024 lineup is going to be looking a little bit different. I know there's a ton of people out there not too enthusiastic about it, but we're going to talk about it anyway. What we currently have is the Hornet, the Charger, the Challenger, and the Durango. I don't think Dodge can really top this lineup. There's something out there for everybody. That being said, things have to change, and so we're going to be talking about them. Now, the Hornet and the Durango are going to be moving over into the 2024 lineup. The pricing, the specs, the trim models are all going to be pretty much identical. And so, you have the Hornet as the entry level, and then the Charger, Challenger are going away, and it's going to be replaced with a Charger EV. There's no word whether the Challenger is going to make its way into the 2024 lineup. And there's also speculation that we're going to see an inline turbo 6, but that's nothing official. But Dodge did say that we should expect more announcement for the 2024 lineup. And the EV is really what I want to talk to you guys about, because this current generation, the base model starts off at about $30,000. And in 2024, the base model of the Charger EV is going to be starting off at $50,000, which is a $20,000 hike in price. Now, obviously, there's a huge difference in performance. The base model that we currently have has 300 horsepower, and the EV is going to be 455 horsepower. And for those of you that want a little bit more, Direct Connection is going to have stage kits for each of the trim levels for this Charger EV, so you could bump up the horsepower. Again, the base model is 455. You have the 440, and then you have the Banshee, which is the 800 volt, and all of them you can go to Direct Connection, and basically it's a software update for additional power and unlocked features. Not a lot of people have 50,000 plus to spend on a performance-minded Dodge. And this is another reason why I think the 2024 lineup is going to be struggling. This is a problem that Ford is learning from. That's why you see Ford kind of branching out into synthetic fueling and other alternative avenues, because they are not seeing that much success in the electrical vehicle.
Let's talk about Ford, because those shares are moving lower after its second quarter results showed a slowdown in its electric vehicles. The automaker now expects full year losses in its Model E unit to hit $4.5 billion. Previously, it saw losses of $3 billion. Ford CEO Jim Farley saying in a statement that, quote, EV adoption will be a little slower than expected. And in another blow to the company, the National Highway Traffic Safety Administration said this morning Ford is recalling over 870,000 of its F-150 trucks due to risks with its electric parking brakes. So it doesn't seem like that is a huge issue, but it's a high number of vehicles, and it's their best-selling vehicle. So something to keep in mind here. What's so interesting to me here with Ford and this EV story is that effectively all of the EV makers, not just Ford, but Ford seems to be showing a lot of stress from this. People don't want to spend as much on this stuff. They might want electric vehicles, but they don't want to pay what they see as overpay or too premium of a price for electric vehicles. So that seems to be the crux of the issue here. Everybody from Ford to Tesla is up against it, but some of the automakers are managing it better than others.
And I think Dodge is going to be learning this in 2024. And I think that they're going to emerge with some other technology, whether that's going to be some kind of e-Hemi that runs on synthetic fueling or a hydrogen Hemi for down the road. But we are going to watch Dodge in 2024 learn a very valuable lesson that we all saw them learn back in the late 70s, 80s, and even 90s. When they had to give up that Hemi, a lot of their stuff was all Mitsubishi stuff, rebrand, just like what they're doing with the Hornet. You know, it's nothing more than a recycled pile of shit. And we're going to see a lot of this happening with Dodge. They're going to be taking a lot of other car parts and meshing it, Frankensteining it together. And eventually they will reemerge. And, you know, everybody just get your hands on this current generation Charger, Challenger. There's going to be synthetic fueling. There's combustion engines aren't going anywhere. And, you know, so that's really all I want to say is that I think Dodge is going to be learning the lesson that Ford has already. And that is when people want an electrical vehicle, they're getting a Tesla. They are not going to be getting a Dodge EV. And I know they're trying to reach a new audience, but it's just not going to happen. Now, the 440 is probably going to be in the neighborhood of about 65,000, and then you're going to have the Banshee, which is going to be over 100,000. So really, that's the price point of that EV. And as you can see, if you don't like the Hornet, because it's really, there's not much power to the Hornet, you're going to have to switch over to that Charger EV. And if you can't afford an EV, you're going to have to look elsewhere. Either way, those are your options for the 2024, and hopefully 5, 6, 7 years down the road, we see Dodge reemerge with something better than what this 2024 lineup has in store. So again, we still have some announcements that Dodge is going to be eventually, you know, releasing, and you know, just hopefully it's a little bit better than what we have here. So all right guys, let me know what you think in the comments below. I'm always interested to hear what you have to say.